Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to bring you an immensely important video. I want to bring you guys 5 low cap gems that are on my radar for a bunch of different reasons and a bunch of different niches that I think have a very good chance of absolutely exploding over the next few months. And with Bitcoin dominance having taken an absolute nosedive, we are going to see the good altcoins explode over the next few weeks and months. So there's plenty of opportunity, and I wanted to bring you guys the top 5 on my radar at the current moment. So if you like the sound of that, I need you to do me a favor: like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads, because I want to bring you guys the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news and technical analysis, but I can't do so if you don't stay up to date with the channel. So folks, let's begin with Decenter DEC. The price structure is looking immensely interesting. We're within this wedge here, likely to have a breakout within next few days here, I'd say. So next few days we're likely to get a breakout out of this macro wedge. We are currently within the 618 golden pocket Fibonacci retracement. This is typically where things like to fall down to and like to find their support once they pump and dump, and typically, because it doesn't always happen. But personally, folks, I'm very bullish on this thing long term. It's currently within the golden pocket and 100% a buy, in my opinion. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am in all these projects, almost all these projects that I'm going to mention. I'm going to let you know which ones I'm in, which I'm not. And honestly, I'm about to get into one of these projects. That's the only reason I say I'm not into all of these. But anywhere from 40 cents to 31 cents is personally, for me, a buy for Decenter. What is Decenter? Why should you care? So Decenter is essentially a competitor to Basic Attention Token, except they're trying to really do more things than Basic Attention Token. They have massive catalysts coming in Q2, mainnet launch, and their browser. And if we look at their market cap, $25 million market cap. Let's look at the market cap of Basic Attention Token. It's a market cap 1.7 billion. So let's say 6 months down the road, Basic Attention Token does a 2 or 3x. Could Decenter DEC reach a market cap of 1.7 billion? Maybe, especially if they release their mainnet and their browser in Q2. Tons of bullish catalysts ahead for this thing. It's had a retracement in a wedge. Gonna have a breakout from this wedge in next few days, week or two here. So very bullish on this thing. Absolutely keep this on your radar and stay tuned to this channel, because if anything interesting happens, if we break out, we're 100% going to be talking about it here. Now, the next project I want to talk to you guys about is CARDstarter. So this is actually the only project that I'm going to talk about that I'm not personally invested in, because I'm going to tell you guys about the things I find interesting, and if I find them interesting, I put my money in them. So CARDstarter, the only reason why I'm not in it is because I'm waiting for a pullback. We are thankfully getting a pullback. I hope we get more of an extended pullback. I hope we could break below 1180 and probably retest this $10, $9.40 zone, because if we do, I'm buying the shit out of this thing. What is this thing? Why should you care about it? So CARDstarter is a launch pad for the Cardano projects. Very similar, at least in idea, to PolkaStarter. PolkaStarter was a launch pad for the Polkadot projects. CARDstarter is trying to be the launch pad for the Cardano projects, and since we're soon going to get Goguen, these Cardano projects will soon start to trickle in over the coming months. And so I'm very, very bullish on this thing. I 100% want to get in on any brand new Cardano project. I don't even care what it is, because we're in a bull run, and I know, if you look at what happened to the Cardano projects, everything that's launched on PolkaStarter, could something similar happen with the Cardano projects, where they do 20, 50, 100 X's? You take, folks, go take a look at PolkaStarter, what they sold at for their for their public sale, and then what they're at now after release. Folks, they've done 20, 50, 100 X's, and I think there's a good chance that some of the projects launching on CARDstarter could do something similar. So the minimum to get allocation is you have to hold 500 cards, which at a price of $13.78 is a lot. So let's do some quick maths here. What's $13.78 times 500? It's just under 7,000. It's quite a lot, 7,000 US dollars. So if you have 7,000 US dollars just lying around, and if you hold 500 cards for 7 days, once they launch their IDOs, you'll be able to, at the very least, have a chance to participate. If you hold 1,500, you get guaranteed allocation to the projects, at least some allocation to the projects. So let's take a look here at their tokenomics. You guys can pause it. I'll leave a link down in the website as well. So this is the roadmap. In Q3 is when their marketing and project IDOs are set to come out. So you know, maybe wait a bit. I mean, there's probably like a full quarter before the IDOs come out. So you know, still early days for this thing. And again, personally, I'm waiting for that retracement. I really hope we can correct further because I want to buy more. Personally, the approach I'm taking with this thing is I'll probably, I don't know, I might just buy some here at the 382, but really I would love to see this breakdown from $11.50 and hopefully retest $10 or to $9.50. If we do, I'm 100% buying there. And if we can fall back within the golden pocket, the 618, 100% a buy in my book. None of this financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. But if we fall, if cards falls from $9.40 to $8, I'm personally 100% aping in myself. Again, you know, I have a high risk tolerance. I have a long-term outlook when it comes to investing. So I don't care about what happens in the short term. Let's say I buy in here and it falls some more. I don't care. I'll just buy more. If it falls some more, I'll just buy some more. So some people don't have that high risk tolerance. Some people don't have a long-term mindset. So the shorter your mindset, the greater the risk when it comes to crypto, folks. So that's what's going on with CARDstarter. That's why you should care. Very bullish on this thing long term. And given its total supply of about 10 million and the current price of about $13, roughly $14, this thing has a market cap of 130, 140 million, about that. So it's kind of a low capper, somewhat. So that's what's going on with cards. Another project I want to bring you guys is unMarshall, folks. I have been ringing the alarm bells with unMarshall ever since this thing was about $5. I was shilling it in our Discord group. I was shilling it in our VIP Discord group. If you guys want to join our VIP Discord and get access to the low cap gems that we're looking at before anyone else gets to hear about them, join our VIP Discord through our Patreon. Link for that is down in the description below. You can look back at the screenshots. You can look back at the conversations. Like I said, I was talking about this thing at $5 all throughout these ranges. I was constantly talking about this thing. And we're constantly breaking above different fib levels. I really like this thing because the price structure looks very similar to another project I'm about to mention here. But just to kind of wrap up here and explain what this is briefly, unMarshall is basically an index for data for DeFi projects, kind of like the graph, but more specifically for DeFi. I'm very bullish on this thing long term. I don't think we've seen anything yet. I think eventually we're going to start to tackle, if we can get above and hold above $10, I think eventually we're probably going to tackle all-time highs here and under price discovery. Very bullish on this project long term. So moving on to another project that I've been talking about for quite a while, Superfarm, the project that's going for NFT mass adoption, interoperability within different ecosystems, and greater utility to NFTs. Very bullish on this thing long term. It's been having quite a sell-off, quite a massive correction. And also, just to kind of bring it back to unMarshall briefly, Superfarm had a very similar price structure to unMarshall, where it had this, you know, pump, dump, sideways consolidation, and then it started to break up key resistance, break above key fib levels, and started moving this upward channel, and then started breaking out. And unMarshall, to me, is starting to look pretty similar, where we had this pump, dump, sideways moving channel. We're starting to break above major resistance. We're starting to get above key fib levels. So this price structure with unMarshall is reminding me a lot of an earlier version of Superfarm. Sideways moving channel, started to break up in an upward moving channel, started to break above key resistance, key fibs, and then we exploded. So, but with Superfarm specifically, folks, if you guys haven't gotten in yet, if you want to get in, we are currently within the 618 Fibonacci retracement zone, the golden pocket. So in my opinion, anywhere from $2.40 to $1.80 is 100% a buy for Superfarm. Superfarm is a long-term hold for me. You know, the NFT hype is kind of dying down. There's some numbers released that, you know, the NFT users is kind of dying down. But I don't think this is the end of the NFT movement. I do think things will temporarily pause, and I think the focus was going to go back to DeFi and maybe this next semi-alt season. I think we're in the beginning stages of. But over long term, I think 100% we have not seen the end for Superfarm. This, I think we're definitely going to see new all-time highs over the long term for Superfarm. So we're in this descending triangle, very likely to see a breakout very soon within the next few days here. And again, we're in the golden pocket. It's a buy in my opinion, folks. Moving on, actually before we move on, let's just take a look at the market cap here, 240 million. So it's not a super low capper, but if we take a look at the top NFT projects and we look at their market cap, 1.4 billion, 1.36 billion, 1.6 billion, they're in the billions. I think Superfarm will one day be a top 5, top 3, maybe at the very least top 10 NFT project over the long term, in my opinion, and very likely reach a market cap in the billions over the long term. So still plenty of upside. Next project I want to talk about is Eternity. Very similar project to Superfarm. I recently bought into Eternity and diversified into Eternity. I took some of my Superfarm profits, moved it into Eternity, just to be a little bit more diversified within the ecosystem, within the NFT ecosystem. I really like Superfarm, but I honestly have a pretty decent bag, and I was in decent profit even after the pullback we've seen. So I took that profit, moved it into Eternity. Eternity as well has had a pullback. I thought I had the chart pulled up. That's okay. That's okay. I'll just look it up here. I thought I had the chart pulled up. That is no problem. So Eternity is also an NFT project that's still in its very early stages, and I like it a lot because it's had a pullback. That's why I want to bring it to you guys. So while that loads, let's take a look at their website here. Folks, let's take a look at their collections. Coming soon. Let's take a look at their artists. Coming soon. They've barely done anything yet. It is still early days for this project. Look at all the niches they're trying to get into. I think this project is going to absolutely explode. They still have a bunch of bullish catalysts ahead of them. They're going to release a bunch of partnerships soon, a bunch of collections soon. So I'm very bullish on this thing. It's early days, and we've had a massive correction, folks. Very, very, very opportune time. I recently bought into this thing. In fact, there's so many good projects. I honestly want to buy some more, to be honest, but there's so much good stuff out there. I honestly need to save some allocation for cards there. So look at this. We're perfectly retesting the 618 at $30. This is an absolute buy for myself. Okay, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I aped into this thing, and I honestly want to ape more. Like I might even go buy some more right after this. I'm very bullish on this thing long term. NFT project, kind of low market cap, pretty similar to Superfarm, 230 million, some odd around there. Had a massive run up, had a pullback, is in the perfect accumulation zone, and has plenty of bullish catalysts ahead of it. And again, folks, Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance falling like this is a signal that alt season is here, at least a mini alt season. I think the true alt season will come later down the road. And actually, this is a very good segue because I want to talk about briefly my long-term selling strategy. I'm in all these great projects. When do you know when to sell? Well, personally, the approach I'm taking, again, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but the approach I'm taking is I'm a long-term holder. I'm looking to sell out of my long-term positions come late third quarter, early fourth quarter, or whenever Bitcoin dominance happens to reach between 30 and 40% around this range. If we ever get close here, that's when I'll start to sell out of my long-term positions, because that's when I think the altcoin market is likely to reach its peak once Bitcoin dominance falls within its range, which was what happened the previous cycle. We can see the previous cycle here, Bitcoin dominance fell to about 35, 36%. So this time around, I think something similar is going to happen. And so and this is probably likely to be around this area, the peak of altcoin mania, likely to be September, October, November this year. So come September, October, November, or once we reach these regions, that is when I'm scaling out of my long-term positions. I'm a long-term investor. I don't care about the short term. These short terms are for buying. I don't think we've seen anything yet. I think the vast majority of parabolic growth is still ahead of us. And another thing to be aware of, folks, how do I describe this? So the most parabolic growth will be had near the end of the cycle. I think we're going to really see those blow off tops of that crazy price action, that bubble, in the market come September, October, November. And that's when we're going to see like the vast majority of this parabolic growth. So these people who pay in Excel these dips, I feel bad for them. Like if you just, I'm not telling people what to do, but folks, these are all gorgeous low cap gems. Each one of these different projects have their different different they're in different niches, and I think all have plenty of bullish catalysts ahead of them and could explode over the long term. Again, folks, if you like this video, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. Check out our VIP Discord group. You get access to that through our Patreon. Link for everything is down in the description below as well. I was going to bring back token metrics here. So it seems that token metrics is actually upgrading. This is very funny. I was logged in, but it seems that token metrics is, as we speak, upgrading their functionality. They're going to be increasing the amount of coins you're looking at, increasing and improving their artificial intelligence that does AI price predictions and portfolio suggestions, and they do code reviews and a bunch of different stuff. Folks, they're going to be raising their prices soon. Get in before they raise their prices. Get grandfathered in. If you sign up now, you get grandfathered in at the cheaper prices. And if you use our code, link for that is down in the description below, you get 10% off. If you can spare it, we highly recommend token metrics. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up here, folks. Just to kind of summarize a bit here further: Decenter, CARDstarter, on Marshall, Superfarm, and Eternity, all low cap gems on my radar. That should be on your radar. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.